Christina Bellantoni is a senior reporter for Talking Points Memo. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Alex.
What do you think it is that finally tipped the scales away from the president here? Was it the oil spill? Is it unemployment 10% lingering around those numbers, or is it something entirely different?
Yeah, I mean, those are obviously big factors here, and the White House is obviously frustrated because the president's got a lot done on his agenda this year, but still isn't able to sort of push through and regain that confidence the American people he had when he won the election in 2008. So, it's definitely, the oil spill has a lot to do with it, and he's been teetering, at not very favorable levels in a lot of polls for a while, but this one is certainly not making them happy. But I will say it's a long summer ahead. A lot can change. This is a big midterm congressional election, and by September 1st, after Labor Day, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Quick silver lining glance here at these numbers. The president remains personally popular. 64% of those folks say he's easygoing, he's likable, but the reputation as a leader, that is taking a hit. In April of last year, 54% gave the president high marks for being able to handle a crisis. Now just 40% do. Then in July of 2009, 57% gave him high marks for being a decisive leader. That number has dropped 13 percentage points there. So when you look overall with these numbers, can you give a reason why the drop?
It's a great question. I mean, it's definitely a lot of factors. I think the long health care fight did not help. You saw the president sort of take a step back, let Congress fight over the details. People then did not like the reform package. They did not like his handling of it. Now, it came out, when you poll people about what's in it, they really like it. And that's something that the White House is really looking at closely and really pushing polls out to reporters that look favorably on health care reform, because they think that'll make a difference. And they point to things that he's been able to get done this year, and financial reform is going to be signed soon. So these are definitely areas where they think that if they can get that agenda to be a little bit more popular, that'll help the president.
Yeah. Look, a little over 4 months to the midterms you were mentioning earlier, but it's basically a statistical tie right now. When asked about the 2010 midterms, 45% say they hope Republicans control Congress after the elections. 43% say that the Democrats. What do you think is behind that, and how much do you think that's going to change, or is this going to be a squeaker of an election?
Well, they always are squeakers, but it really does come down to race by race. And this is why you're seeing the Democrats very strategically try to make these what they call choices locally. And they've pointed out that you've had all these primaries and a lot of interesting political elements shake out over the year. But in the matchups where you've had a Republican versus a Democrat, with the exception of Scott Brown winning in Massachusetts this winter, you've had the Democrat win in part because they presented this choice saying, do you want to go back to Republican rule, or do you want to move forward with, a President Obama partner? So there's a lot left to be had. I think the unemployment numbers are going to matter a lot when it comes to people voting in November.
Okay, Christina Bellantoni, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.